Quite an impressive collection, isn't it? Well, don't be shy. Have a look around. Abraham Washington's the name. Curator of this little slice of American history. Ah, a fellow scholar, I see. Each of the documents in this room tells a small but important story about the history of the United States of America. Unfortunately, the greatest prize of all is missing from the collection. In 1776, the Second Judgmental Congress got together and adopted a document drafted by none other than Thomas Jefferson himself. It was the day the United States of America earned its name and secured its place in history. This magnificent achievement took form in the Declaration of Independence. Oh, would you? It would mean so much to me and the Society's collection here. Excellent! You won't regret it, I promise you. Imagine, you are taking part in another chapter of American history. I envy you. You can find the Declaration of Independence in the ruins of the National Archives. In the D.C. ruins, you'll find the National Archives, or what's left of it anyway. The building should contain the document in a protective glass case. Be careful. The place is swarming with super mutants. Here, let me pinpoint its location for you. Please ask them. After all, knowledge is power. Well, this is quite embarrassing, actually. I sent someone like yourself after the Declaration. She did some of the research for me, but now I haven't seen her in a few months. I wouldn't worry about it. Many have died for causes far less grand than what you're about to undertake. A piece of what was called parchment, sort of a thick paper, has faded handwritten writing all over it. It's no more than 2.5 feet tall and 2 feet wide. If you find it, you should be able to roll it up carefully. On July the 4th in 1776, a group calling themselves the Second Judgmental Congress got together at Fort McHenry in Maryland. After a ceremony which ended with Paul Revere singing the famous battle hymn known as the National Anthem, the document was signed. From there, it was sent to England by plane, presumably, and presented to King George himself. Thus began the Evolutionary War. Certainly. Oh? And have you come to any conclusions? Ah. Each... Indeed I do. Without the Declaration, the rest of these relics are almost meaningless. I must have it. Acquire the document for me, and you'll be awarded most handsomely. What do you think? You can find... I hope next time I see you, the Declaration will be in hand.
Wake up, Wasteland! It's me, Dog. Bringing you all the music and news your little hearts can handle. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program.
I'd rather be alone just now.
Hey there!
I'm looking for troublemakers. Have you seen any? I'm on duty. Make it quick. The ship's water isn't much better. If we don't get fresh water soon, we'll all end up like her.
Hey,
Mighty fine thing you did for
damn
this
it, you
town.
made me mess up the song.
Good evening, sir. What?
Thanks for listening, children. This is Three Dog. And you're listening to Galaxy News Radio. We're a radio-free wasteland, and we're here for you. Now, some music.
I don't think so.
Yes? Please excuse me. There is much work to be done. I help Dr. Lee when she needs equipment moved. I am no scientist. I just help with the heavy things. Please excuse me. There is much work to be done. Yes?
for the council meeting. Don't want to be late.
Sir, yes, sir. Private Jones reporting. Sir, this slag heap is guarding the armory, sir. Another glorious day in this man's army.
Good to see you. I'm on duty. Make it quick. If you see anything suspicious, maybe you don't know who you're talking to. I'm Commander Danvers, Assistant Chief of Security. Yeah, well, I don't have time for newbies like you. You got something on your mind? Spill it. The Weatherly Hotel is a good choice. It's on the upper deck. He's trouble. That's what he is. I don't trust him, and neither should you. His mother's a drunk. Spends all her time in the Muddy Rudder. Duty calls.
Is there a problem? Bannon and Dr. Lee and I all meet on Monday mornings to talk about citywide issues. It's pretty informal. The council doesn't have much real power. Carry on, then.
Hey.
That's secure for a reason.
Good to see you. Who are you? Got any psycho? I could really use a fix, but I'm broke. Ha! I run the chem shop, but I'm broke and can't buy chems. My wife, Cindy, she's always watching the inventory. If I take any, she'll lock me out. It's a place to live, safe from raiders and super mutants. With Dr. Lee on our side, maybe we can even begin to rebuild the world. Yeah, me too. Want to do some buff out? Maybe a little psycho?
Railings on the flight deck.
Well, I hope they do something. Remember that child that fell off the deck
That's
last
why
year?
I'm glad I'm in here.
Yeah, that was bad. I'm sure they'll do something about it.
Nothing.
Yes, sir? It's noisy, dark, and smelly. But we're safe here. No super mutants or raiders, and maybe Dr. Lee will find a way to get clean water for us. She's not very social. Stays in her lab in the stern. She's smart, though. Real smart. James's mom, Tammy, is a real bitch. She treats him like crap. I think it's because she drinks too much. You mean like hitting on me? No. Most of them are polite. Even the ones like Diego that I'd want to flirt with seem to ignore me. Well, one of us is. Sometimes it seems like he doesn't even know I'm there. Yeah, right. I don't think I could get him drunk enough to do that. I wish I had some ant pheromones. Trini says they would make any man lose control. Later.
Is getting through these walls.
Morning.
Mom, can I go to CJ's?
Put that down, will you?
Hey there. Hey there. I'm Diego, the acolyte for St. Monica's. St. Monica saved her own son's soul from eternal damnation. She is now the patron saint of lost children for the faithful everywhere. You really should come to church on Sunday mornings. The sermon will be all about St. Monica. Father Clifford takes the donations. You'll have to talk to him. Oh yes, Father Clifford conducts services every Sunday morning. You should come. Father Clifford. The sanctuary is in the ship's fore on the upper deck. The good father holds services every Sunday morning. What are you talking about? I'm a man of the cloth. Well, I will be as soon as Father Clifford... Never mind. It doesn't matter what Angela thinks. Soon I will take vows of chastity. Father Clifford says she is my trial, my temptation. I must choose between her and the church. I have chosen the church. God bless you.
Hello. This here is Flack and Shrapnel's gun shop. Pretty catchy, huh? Take a look around. If you see anything you like, I'll be right over here. Here, in Rivet City, I'm packing, and most of the rest of these guys are packing, not to mention security. You mean Genius Boy? Yeah, I've heard of him. Supposedly built Rivet City. They probably think he invented bread, too. Idiots. Lately, he's even been blamed for the noises in the broken ship bow. Anyone with half a brain would know that's just the Mirelurks. Try the Muddy Rudder. They don't ask too many questions down on the lower deck. Yeah, he's totally strung out. It's gonna kill him one of these days. Need to do some killing, eh? No problem at all. If you need more ammo, this is where to get it. Hello.
Welcome to Potomac Attire. I am Bannon, proprietor and city council member. I carry discriminating attire for discriminating customers. Between you and me, keeping out the riffraff is good for business. Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. Never met the man myself, but rumor has it he helped found Rivet City. Some rumors say he died trying to loot the broken bow of the ship. Others say he joined up with the Enclave. Dr. Lee, Chief Harkness, and I are all on the council. We meet every Monday morning. I can be very influential, if you know what I mean. Far more than Seagrave Holmes. A threat? No, of course not. Well, maybe. He wants to replace me on the council. He's a shady character. I just can't prove it. Now, if someone were to find something incriminating in his room, well, let's just say I would be very appreciative. Dr. Lee, Chief Harkness, and I are all on the council. We meet every month. I can be disgusting, isn't it? Someone should talk to that boy. He has no business hanging around that tramp if he's going to be a priest. I'll see what I can do. Straight to the point. I like that. Come back soon. Well, I need to go open up.
Well, this is a quick fix. I mean, that's the name of our shop. Polly and mine, that is. My name is Cindy. Cindy Cantelli. Oh, okay. Well, let me know if you want anything. To buy, that is. The poor dear. I wish there was something I could do to help her. That boy ought to just give her a tumble. It would be good for both of them. He's hopeless. I have to keep him away from the shop, or he'll rob us blind. One of these days, he's going to end up dead. We've got all kinds of chems. I'm sure you'll be back soon.
A big idea. Let me introduce myself. I am Gary Staley, gourmet chef and gourmand. I'll be preparing your meal. My specialty is Mirelurk cakes, although the iguana is very popular too. Then you are in for a treat. Yeah, he comes by every night around closing time and tries to get Cindy to let him close up. Thank God she's smarter than that. Yeah, I know. Thank God he's a priest. At least I know nothing's going on between them. Father Clifford would kick him out of the priesthood if he ever found out. Here is our menu, sir. Thank you for coming to Gary's Galley.
Hey.
Don't tell me your problems.
This place could use a
Hey.
few more people willing to work. Everything is falling apart. I'm the only one willing to fix it. There was some sort of...
Hey. Was there something else?
Hey,
No problems to report, I assume? I'm busy. I've got a lot of repairs to make.
it was so noisy last night.
I need a drink.
One of the new immigrants died of
I'll be
radiation
right with you.
poisoning.
What do you want? My mom is probably drunk, and my dad's dead. Is that good enough for you, asshole?
Last
What's your problem, mister? It's a boat. A really big boat. What did you say about my mother? You take that back! Oh yeah? Well, you're an asshole. Whatever.
week.
Yeah, I heard she was drinking river water.
The ship's water isn't much better. If we...
I'm Tammy. Have you seen my good-for-nothing son lately? The little shit is usually up to no good. You got that right. My James sure is. Sit down and buy me a drink. Like I care.
Hey. We're running low on river water, Dad.
I could hardly sleep.
Let me or a security officer know if you see anything out of you.
Buy a girl a drink, sailor? Tightwad? No, wait, I didn't mean that. Please, mister, just one drink? You're lost, sugar. Come and see me again sometime.
Good to see you.
I heard that the city council is debating
Don't
putting
mind
railings
me.
on
Whoa!
the flight deck.
Just
Well, I
leave
hope
me
they do
alone.
something. Remember that child
Just
that
leave
fell
me
off the
alone.
deck last year?
Don't you have a component
Yeah,
to deliver?
Charmed to meet you. I'm Vera Weatherly of the Weatherly Hotel. Well, I really shouldn't tell you, but have you heard about Polly Cantelli? He's addicted to chems. His poor wife Cindy is at her wit's end. You haven't heard? Angela has the hots for Diego. But since he's a priest, he's been putting her off. One of these days, she's just going to jump his bones. They say Mr. Lopez is losing it. He stands on the top of the bridge tower for hours at a time, just staring out over the city. Oh, yes. She's crazy about him. He keeps telling her no, but he also spends a lot of time with her. It's really not fair to her. Poor James. His mother drinks too much. When she does, she doesn't treat him very well. Personally, I think she blames him for his father leaving her, which is ridiculous. Only 120 caps. You won't get a better deal than that. Okay then. Farewell.
That was bad, I'm sure.
Howdy, I'm Seagrave. Seagrave Holmes. I have a little of just about everything here. A what? Look, if you just want to crack wise, go somewhere else. But if you've got stuff you want to sell, then I'm your man. Steal it? Hardly. He runs the council like it's his own personal bank account. He's supposed to represent all the market businesses, not just himself. It's about time he was replaced. The Weatherly Hotel is a good choice. It's on the upper deck. I've got a little bit of everything. See you later.
But they'll do something about it. Hey there.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. I don't think you should mess with that.
You don't look so tough. They call me sister. Don't ask. Are you making fun of my name? It's a damn good thing for you this place is crawling with security. Otherwise, I'd kick your ass. You're bothering me. You don't want to bother me. So do I.
Welcome to the Weatherly. Mr. Buckingham at your service. This is the Weatherly Hotel. It's the finest establishment in Rivet City. Please place your order. Oh, the mere 120 caps. Very good, sir. I serve Miss Vera Weatherly, proprietor of the Weatherly Hotel. Not that it's any of your business. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Hey. Why don't you look where you're going?
Hey. Hello, mister.
This is a medical clinic. Please don't disturb any of my patients. You're easily amused, eh? Good to see you. You're in the Rivet City Clinic. I'm Dr. Preston. Sure thing. Here's what I have. Pinkerton, eh? That name takes me way back. Claimed to have cured radiation poisoning. Or was it food poisoning? I don't recall. He was always telling folks that he founded Rivet City. All he did was break off the front of it. Or did he die there? I don't recall. You can get that crap down at a quick fix. It's in the market. I'm a doctor, not a dealer. I'll fix you as best I can if you're hurt. Don't get any cute ideas. Security is just a shout away. Now, if you've got any medical issues, let's hear them. Take care of yourself.
For the most advanced scientific center in the capital wasteland, I find your...
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here? You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same. You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there. Your father is no longer here, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't use that tone with me. Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone. The last I knew, he was headed back to the lab at Project Purity in the old Jefferson Memorial Building. I still say it's dangerous, and he shouldn't have risked it. That's all I know. I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died, and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know? James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time and wants to try again. Yes, your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you. Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could. Yes, well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough. Okay. What do you want to know? Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or you're chasing after him. I'm sorry. I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for you. What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now. Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know? It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated. We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment. You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier. Okay. This is the Rivet City Science Lab. It's taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule. That idiot? He left so long ago, most folk don't even remember him. He claimed to have found a secret stash of technology somewhere in the ship. Then he just disappeared. Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again. Good luck finding your father.
Look, Dr. Zimmer, we've been over this. You don't know about your runaway robot, care. This lab is dedicated to solving real problems.
Yes. But Doc...
Dr. Lee is trying to save lives, and your constant interruptions are interfering with those efforts. Now please, stand aside.
I'm sure the good doctor's work with water purification is fascinating. But if you only knew what was at stake, the technology in that android...
What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy. A robot's a robot, Zimmer, no matter how shiny the paint job. Now, please.
Ignorance and facetiousness. That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint job indeed. You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us, But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself. One of the new immigrants died of radiation poisoning.